Thank you for the intro, Aileen. During this session, I would like to speak with you all about workload automation observability and how that can be achieved with automation analytics and intelligence. Before I begin, a little about myself. My name's John Hyatt, and I'm a global solution specialist here at Broadcom. I've lived and worked in the world of automation for approaching 25 years, working in the financial sector before moving into the software industry a little over 8 years ago. During that time, I've held a variety of interesting positions: job scheduler, engineer, architect, and more recently, SWAT, pre-sales, and solution engineering. I have had and continue to have the privilege of working with some of the best technical minds and largest companies in the world. Ahead of talking about workload observability, I'd like to share some findings with you. When we talk about workload automation today, we no longer simply talk about batch processing. Of course, batch processing is still important and has a vital role to play. But now we talk about topics such as automation, integration, and orchestration. Infrastructure and applications continue their shift to the cloud, with some vendors moving their solutions to cloud-only or SaaS offerings. Workload automation continues to grow. Within many organizations, this growth is happening across multiple automation solutions, often from multiple vendors, across multiple platforms. The increase in job executions alone adds significant depth to the workload. But when factoring in the increasing number of platforms, applications, integrations, with cloud or otherwise, then workload can quickly begin to look like a delicate, tangled web. This complexity brings with it an increase in risk, making it more difficult than ever to meet the business needs. Tracking critical business processes using multiple user interfaces and monitoring solutions is not only time-consuming, but it's also inefficient. It's perhaps not surprising that over 90% of our survey responses indicated that they wanted a centralized view of their workload. So, what's the state of automation today? Well, to surmise, workload is growing, and along with it, its complexity. So what are the challenges being faced by the businesses that I speak to today? Well, to start, views of workload are fragmented, even siloed. Object-based monitoring advises issues as they happen. There is little visibility of how these issues impact the business or the service that it's providing. Time is spent troubleshooting issues and failures without any means of identifying the priority of a solution to the business. There's no means of knowing whether one job failure is more critical than another. Historical workload data is not always available, meaning that it's hard. It's hard to identify trends and determine means of optimizing processing and improving the service delivery. These challenges ultimately mean that service delivery is unpredictable, impacting the confidence that the business has in their deadlines being met. Missed deadlines need to be avoided. They can be costly to the business in many ways, perhaps resulting in lost revenues, lost reputation, financial penalties, empty store shelves, and ultimately, unhappy customers. Unified automation observability enables the business to overcome these challenges. It helps to turn islands of automation into true business insight. The solution should use a centralized tool, allowing a view of the end-to-end business processes across the workload landscape. It should be able to monitor these processes in real time and allow SLAs to be created, visualized, and monitored. The solution must be able to forecast when SLAs may be broken and, when necessary, generate alerts. It should enable modeling and simulation to provide a means of identifying potential issues before they happen. All of this should be possible using a fully featured, intuitive user interface that caters for all personas and provides the ability for users to create their own customizable dashboards and reports. Ultimately, Unified automation observabilities is the means by which the business can obtain a holistic view of their workload systems, monitor, forecast and report on their critical processes, and utilize advanced analytics to identify trends, simulate changes, and look after the future. Unless the business can visualize their business processes, they cannot wholly understand them. Today, the business is using workload user interfaces to monitor workload, and while some may provide visualization of an application or a workflow's critical path, this is always with limitations. Workload tools are designed to be more object-centric, providing command and control capabilities. The business really needs a way to build these workload objects into business processes. Jobs in workload environments are owned and monitored by different teams, but ultimately groups of these jobs come together to provide a single service to the business and to its stakeholders. It's that ability to recognize which jobs are critical to which business process that is key to ensuring that the service, associated SLA, and ultimately the business succeeds. To have full observability of automation across the enterprise, there is a need to be able to unify the workload data. The scheduling engines may be running on distributed platform or on the mainframe. They may be provided by the same or by different vendors, but each of the workload solutions presents its data differently, with unique definitions and objects. But essentially, the execution data is the same. Jobs are scheduled, jobs run, and jobs complete. It's important to be able to visualize and monitor the critical business processes easily, unify the data, and provide a vision across the entire landscape. Each workload solution has its own user interface, but standardizing scheduling across the enterprise is not always the answer. Doing so is seen by many as high risk and high cost. Why spend the time and money on change when everything is running okay today? Providing unified observability allows the business to understand and to monitor the delivery of their SLAs to their customers, and provides them with the advanced analytics that they require. Without being able to understand and visualize the critical business processes and the SLAs, it's extremely hard to be confident that those ever-important deadlines will be met. Often, the business monitors workload at the object level so that they can be notified of and react to failures and issues as they happen. But oftentimes, they have no awareness until the problem has occurred, and no means of measuring their business process performance. Advanced SLA management provides the ability to track and forecast the execution of automated workload processes against those deadlines that are so critical to the business. When SLAs are created for critical processing, this deadline puts focus on management and time, and therefore delivery, while also promoting awareness and ownership. The creation of an SLA shifts the monitoring from object-based to process-based, meaning that any deviance from the normal process will be tracked. Alerts will only be generated when an impact to the process deadline is predicted. As the entire process is being constantly monitored, this means that even if some job run durations are extended, provided the overall process is predicted to complete on time, no alert is generated. SLA management encourages automation of the routine tasks of service delivery, in turn, allowing precious resources to shift their focus to innovation or other valuable business activities. Workload automation data contains a plethora of information related to the workload objects, processes, and executions. This historical and real-time data can be leveraged to build statistical models, enabling the business to really begin to redefine the way that they work. Using the workload data to provide predictive capabilities allows the business to shift critical process monitoring from a reactive model to a proactive one. By embracing predictive alerts, the business can be provided time for issues to be identified and resolved, for decisions to be made, and for stakeholders to be informed before the impact to the business has been realised. Business requirements often differ from company to company, sometimes even from one business function to another. This means that to provide the most value, these predictive alerts need to be customizable, and they possibly need to be communicated in multiple ways. Messages and alerts related to the business process must be consumable by third-party tools, perhaps into messaging channels or directly into incident management tools. Once the business is aware of a potential impact, they require a visual representation of the process and a means to quickly and easily identify the root cause. The business can use the critical path identification enabled by statistical modelling to determine how to prioritise their remedial actions. Analytics can provide the business with the ability to understand how their workload is performing and where job performance is degrading. Analytics can provide a means of identifying delays in workload processes and help you to identify the cause. Are the delays caused by the system? Are they operational delays? Or maybe they're being caused by poorly designed workload processes. Without change simulation capabilities, the business often looks to enhance testing or workload processes in non-production environments. While this can help uncover potential issues and prevent workload failures, the testing systems are rarely identical to those in production, and this testing is often performed in isolation. When there are changes within the workload systems, it's difficult to understand ahead of time what impact those changes might have on business critical processing. Data volume differences, for example, can cause job runs to be extended, but in addition, definitional changes may have a large impact on an SLA. The smallest of change could tip the balance and result in a critical deadline being missed. By using change simulation capabilities, the business can visualize how shifting runtimes will impact their critical deadlines and how shifting workload dependencies impact the process flow. In addition, the visualization will also help to identify potential for workload flow and process design improvements. Using self-service allows the business to simulate all of this behavior before handing off to implementation teams, reducing the chance of issues during change reviews and change management procedures, and improving the DevOps relationship. By integrating change simulation into DevOps processes, the business can establish baselines, understand their SLA performance, and measure the service level improvements that they can make. Without being able to visualize the workload automation landscape and the business processes they run, it's very difficult to gain an understanding of performance, either of the processes themselves or of the workload systems that are running them. Without that visibility, it's not possible for the business to measure performance against deadlines or identify trends in execution and service deliveries. When this visibility is provided, then the business can gain a full understanding of their workload and use this to enhance the design of their workload processes and to improve their SLA performance, balance their processing load, and ultimately improve the service that they provide. The business can better align processing to their business requirements and understand the delays, predicted or real, to their business critical SLAs. Broadcom's automation analytics and intelligence solution makes all of this possible. AI brings all the capabilities I spoke of to the business and all they require to obtain the workload automation observability that they desire. With ever-increasing integrations on-prem, private cloud, hybrid cloud, across scheduling systems and platforms, AI truly helps to turn islands of automation into true business process insight. And now, the latest release includes some really exciting new developments. When I talk to our customers, I am often told that the tools we provide need to have great user interfaces. The UIs need to be intuitive. They need to be easy to use, fast, and bring data to the user without the need for lengthy searches and multiple touchpoints. The new user interface for AAI has been designed with that in mind. Working in partnership with some of our customers, the design of the new web UI has delivered on all of this feedback and more. In addition to SLA level data, the UI provides job data that has never been seen before. Of course, AAI presents definitional data, dependency data, and execution history. But now it's possible to visualize job trending and understand how each job is performing. View trends across multiple day periods, across up to 90 days of run history, and view daily run predictions. The SLA monitoring view has now been built into the web UI, providing the business with a snapshot view of their SLAs so that they can be filtered in a multitude of ways and allow them to gain the insight that they really need quickly and easily. Of course, when that SLA of interest is located, view that SLA in a brand new SLA timeline. The timeline allows the business to view the previous and forecast performance of their SLAs individually or as a group, with each execution represented on the timeline along with its respective deadline. Should an SLA execution on the timeline be of interest, then the users can use the execution plot as a direct link to another new feature in the web UI, the new SLA Gantt view. The Gantt view provides the business the ability to visualize their SLA at the job level, understand the critical path, how the process flow is built, and illustrates each job's performance against historical data. Use this Gantt chart to gain insight of the AAI predictions and also benefit from another new feature, the ability to quickly identify jobs in the SLA that are most likely to cause an impact and the ability to shift focus to only those jobs in the SLA critical path. We are really excited to share the news of the new web UI enhancements with you, and we hope that you share that excitement with us. During today's Automation Virtual Summit, you've already heard my colleagues speak about supercharging cloud automations with enterprise automation. Well, AAI will provide that with another leap forward. Many businesses are using cloud-based scheduling solutions such as Apache Airflow and Google Cloud Composer, and using the orchestration capabilities of Broadcom's enterprise schedulers to drive this automation. In doing so, the business is able to realize the benefit of workload observability, including SLA management, analytics, dashboarding, and reporting by leveraging the power of the AAI integrations with the scheduling engines. But we haven't stopped there. We at Broadcom have acknowledged the proliferation of independent cloud-based workload solutions and some of the challenges that they cause to the businesses that are using them. And as a result, we are building direct support into AAI such that the data present in these cloud-based solutions is also available in AAI. This will provide a level of visualization to the business, the likes of which they have never had before. If you are using Automic or Autosys to orchestrate these workloads, benefiting from command and control, security, compliance, and all of the other features of the enterprise scheduler, then there is good news here too. We plan to build into AAI the capability to visualize the tasks being executed in the cloud scheduler in addition to those in the enterprise scheduler. This will provide the business with a unique view of their workload, how the cloud is integrated with the enterprise, and bring with it all of the automation observability features and benefits that I have discussed today. I truly hope that you have found this session to be interesting and are as excited as I am about the future of automation intelligence. Thank you for attending.